Uh-oh. Hey there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed Lonely Rocker. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're into guitars, related gear, and hearing how it all sounds when you record it, well, you came to the right place. Perhaps you'll consider clicking that subscribe button and enjoying some of my other content. Anyways, today we are looking at the ESP LTD Phoenix 1000 Deluxe. A lot of words. This was the ultimate impulse buy. Guitar players, you know what I'm talking about. I was out just running errands, happened to pop into a local music store, and I didn't know, but they were having a blowout sale. There was like tables and tables, pedals as far as the eye could see. So I forced myself into choosing a pedal, figure something I might use, maybe not. And I'm walking around the store with this pedal in my hand, and I'm checking out different guitars. Saw another ESP with an Evertune on it. That's actually something I'd like to check out at some point, but the price didn't really appeal to me in a blowout sale. Checked out some Sirs. I wasn't in the mood to take out a mortgage, so I walked past those, played a few PRS guitars, and was just about to leave. And then over my shoulder, there it was, this beautiful guitar. Now, what the sticker said 50% off, and I picked it up. It's a brand new guitar. It still had all the plastic on it and everything. There's a minor dent on the back. Like, I'm talking minor. You can't even notice it if you don't look closely, and it doesn't break the paint. But it is, according to the serial number, I think a 2020 model, which is significant in terms of this lineup. I'll talk about that in a second. But brand new guitar, half price, and it felt really nice in my hands. I always encourage people, when you're buying guitars, you got to try them. I don't care what the price is. You can get the deal of the century, but if it's not the right guitar, you're probably not going to play it much. But it felt really nice in my hands. So I figured, wasn't a big plunge to take. Quite a great deal on a guitar like this. I've never owned an ESP before, never owned an offset style guitar before, so a lot of firsts for me. And ultimately, my first 14 days with my first ESP. How's that going? Let's dive into it. Since this was an impulse buy, I really didn't hear what this guitar sounded like while in the store. It felt great in my hands, so I based my decision on that. As soon as I plugged it in, I knew this was a great sounding guitar. The combination of pickups just works. The Seymour Duncan humbucker in the bridge is a hot output passive pickup that can give you a range of tones, and you can split it, making it even more versatile. In the neck position, you have a Seymour Duncan Phat Cat, which is a humbucker-sized P90. On its own, it can do that P90 thing, but in combination with the Custom, it gives you an incredible clean sound. The neck is 3-piece mahogany with a Macassar ebony fingerboard. The body is also mahogany. The neck-through-body design makes the guitar very resonant and comfortable to play. Looking at my serial number, it appears this guitar was made in 2020. This is significant, as ESP switched to stainless steel frets in 2021. Whatever these are, they are highly polished with very clean ends. The TonePros tailpiece and tune-o-matic bridge are locking, as are the ESP branded tuners. The gold hardware is a nice touch against the vintage white finish. You have a push-pull volume knob, one tone, and a toggle switch. Overall, I really love the look of this guitar. I absolutely love the clean sounds that I'm getting out of this guitar. That was the middle position, combining the two pickups. Just nice and warm and chimey. Really, really nice. Really love that. But I'm guessing you didn't necessarily come here for clean tones. Well, this pickup, the Seymour Duncan Custom, is a high output passive pickup, and combined with the crunch channel on the Engel Powerball 2, well, let's just take a listen to it. Now that's what I'm talking about. Love that combination of this pickup into the crunch channel. It's a very high output passive pickup, very big sounding, but very articulate. A lot of definition, really sits well in a mix with minimal processing. Really, really like that tone. I think we're going to be hearing that one a lot. All right, let's get back into some clean tones. We'll take a listen to the Phat Cat on its own here in the neck position. This pickup lends itself to all sorts of things, bluesy styles, a lot of different cleans, with all the different variations of cleans that you can do on this guitar. But let's take a listen to this pickup on its own into the clean channel of the Engel Powerball 2. You know, when I picked up this guitar, the last thing I was thinking about was clean tones. And I'm really blown away by the different options of cleans that I can get with this guitar, whether you're combining the two pickups or, in this case, using the Phat Cat on its own. Just very, very, very versatile. I mean, to me, I love heavy guitar, but knowing that I can get really clean tones out of a guitar, especially having a variety like this, just makes this guitar really, really versatile, and really love the sound of this pickup on its own. Definitely will get a lot of use out of that. So speaking of clean tones, I got one more before we get into some heavier tones. Middle position, but splitting the custom takes us into almost telly territory. Telly territory? Telly territory. Let's check it out. Well, excuse my mediocre impression of a country guitar player, but I wanted to share that with you. Really kind of telly-ish tones. Just another dimension of cleans on this guitar that I wanted to show you. Absolutely amazing thinking about all the different clean styles that you can get through this guitar. Having a lot of fun with that. And speaking of clean tones, I think I made clean tone history playing a telly-style guitar part on a Phoenix ESP LTD Deluxe into the clean channel of an Engel. Well, perhaps you heard it here first. All right, well, let's close it out with a big, bold tone, because that's why I got this guitar in the first place. High output custom pickup into the high gain channel of the Engel Powerball 2. Let's check it out. As big and bold, angry, or as sweet as you want, this guitar really has a wide range of tones, making it probably the most versatile guitar that I have here in my studio now. I just love the range that I can get on this guitar. It's inspiring. I mean, for the first hour that I had the guitar, I had riffs coming out of me. That's always a great sign with a guitar, but I think it's because it feels great, but this range of tones, there's just a lot to play with right on board. I love a guitar that can give you a lot of different sounds. It just inspires you to try different things. And I think that's one real signature of a really great guitar. So anyways, had a lot of fun with this. Just gave you a little sample of some of the tones that we can get out of this guitar, but stick around and keep watching my channel, because I'm sure you're gonna be seeing a lot more of this guitar. So I want to talk about overall my thoughts and experience with this guitar. Now, if you've never played an offset style guitar before, it is different. Because of the way this guitar is constructed, it is a neck through body design. And the offset really means here is that the neck is starting sort of towards the edge of the body. Now, if you note where my stomach is, or the center of my body in reference to the frets, about the 21st fret is about the center of my body. Now, if we compare that to a Les Paul, now, a Les Paul has a slightly shorter scale neck, but we're not talking about that much. But both of these have 22 frets, same position. We're looking at about the 15th fret here at the center of my body. Now, the other thing to note then is notice the position of my arm, or the bend on my elbow. This is sort of more of a standard length here. Now, if we compare that to the Phoenix, sitting in the same position, see how much more of a stretch my arm is extended here. That was the first thing I had to get used to. This is very different. You almost need a set of binoculars to see your first fret, kind of like playing a bass. But flip the script a little bit, upper frets, this is a soloing machine. Everything is right here, plus easy access A good cutaway here. Very comfortable to play right up to the 22nd fret. So playability up here is exceptional. Now, I do play bass as well, so it doesn't feel that foreign to me. I'm used to making that adjustment. And some people are really a creature of habit. They get a lot of the same style of guitars, where I've sort of been open to trying different things over the last little while. I've added, different manufacturers that I was normally accustomed to. I mean, I have a few Gibson guitars here, then I got into a Suhr guitar. I do have an old Ibanez, but then I got a Schecter, now I have this, and they're all different scale lengths, and they feel different. And so I find that I can adjust. And because these guitars bring a lot of different qualities, for someone that's recording, that's a great thing. And certainly this one is bringing something completely different. So from a playability standpoint, this adjustment, I got over it pretty quick, but it is very different. If there's a certain guitar you're used to and you're thinking about getting something like this, just be prepared. This is going to feel different. But if you love shredding, you got lots of great access up here. So definitely one of the areas where this guitar shines. Now, playability overall, I love this neck. I'm not really into the alphabet here, but if it's like a loose C, a D, U, I don't know what letter it is, but there's good meat on the bone here, but it's not too thick. Very, very comfortable neck. And this neck through body design, like I said, playability is amazing up here. Now, considering that this likely is a 2020 model, which likely means it has nickel frets and not the stainless steel that they added since 2021. These ones are highly polished, but time will tell as nickel tends to fade over time. So if they start getting a little dull, then I'll know for a fact that these are in fact nickel, but it's certainly not affecting the playability of this guitar, these jumbo frets. And I love ebony fingerboards. I have a couple guitars with ebony, really enjoy that. It looks great, nice dark wood here, a little bit of detail in there, and these ESP flag inlays are very, very cool. Really, really love the pickups. This is something that really blew me away when I first plugged it in. Aside from the fact how resonant this guitar is without plugging it in, that's always a good sign of a good sounding guitar. But on top of that, with a highly resonant guitar, the Seymour Duncan Custom is a wonderful pickup, and the Phat Cat, which is a spin on a P90 in a humbucker size, great combination. Now, I've got a guitar with P90s in it. I have humbucker guitars, but to have them on the same guitar just brings something different. I'm not into buying 10 of the same thing. I like to have variations here, especially for recording. Anyways, this combination is exceptional. I love the clean tones that I'm getting from this guitar. And the fact that you can split the humbucker, so on its own, you can get that fat humbucker sound, and because this pickup's got slightly more output than an average passive pickup, it's great for high gain tones and good hard rock tones. But then being able to split it, that takes you into a whole different territory. And then combined with the Phat Cat, you can split it, have two single coils, get almost telly kind of sounds, or put it back to the humbucker, kind of warm and chimey, sort of at the same time. Really good range on that. Just love those clean tones. So a ton of versatility, and in a very familiar configuration with the stop tailpiece and the tune-o-matic bridge. And this TonePros are great. I like actually how they lock to the post, because I have some guitars, you take off the strings and they tend to fall off. But that's not going to happen with these, as they are locked in place, which is a great feature, something that you might not think about when you're buying a guitar. But everything about this guitar, and the fact that if it is 4 years old, even though it was still brand new, set up out of the box, it just felt great. Gave it a minor adjustment and it was good to fly. So anyways, overall, really enjoying this guitar. I love the uniqueness it brings to my inventory. And again, if you've never played an offset style guitar, okay, something to get used to. But overall, this guitar, certainly for the money that I paid, is probably one of the best values in any guitar that I've ever purchased. So really thrilled about that. Well, there's my look at my new ESP LTD Deluxe Phoenix 1000. That's hard to say quickly. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that. If you have any thoughts, any questions at all, that's what the comment section is for. And if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And while you're doing that, I've got a video waiting for you right here. Did the love affair for my Schecter C1 SLS Elite end prematurely? Well, you'll have to watch that video to find out. And remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. And I'll catch you in the next one.